Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Ticket Stubs and Popcorn. Today we are diving back into the director's pool, and we're going to talk about Kathryn Bigelow.
Kathryn Bigelow.
Yeah.
I
should have said diving into the bucket because it's a bucket.
It's a bucket
Of Ticket Stubs, and that's kind of the whole branding thing.
You're
a little chilly there, buddy.
I
Okay?
got to be honest. I am cold.
Really?
They've apparently
Feels
between
I feel good.
Christmas and New Year, I'm guessing that the studio here has not been in production for much.
Yeah, that's
so
what it
they've
is.
turned down the temperature because no one's been working.
Corky
here.
was supposed to be in here and get us all set.
So
He's
I am
fired,
I am a little chilly.
Yeah, no. I, on the other hand, decided to try to wear the exact shade of blue for both top and jeans. So, anyway, enough about what we're wearing. Today we're going to talk about Kathryn Bigelow, and that's what we're doing.
Cares about that.
As if anybody cares about that, especially
Power
the
of
podcast
habit.
listeners. So,
Yeah, the podcast people probably don't care what
don't
we're
give a
wearing.
damn.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, Kathryn Bigelow.
Kathryn Bigelow.
So, let's talk about Kathryn Bigelow.
I got a question.
Oh, you do?
for you.
All right, cool. 'Cause I actually had a question, but he's going to interrupt me and throw out a question of his own.
Oh,
so.
I didn't know that you had a question.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Is there a movie out there or
Yes.
movies out there
Several.
that you have seen but you missed it, say the first time around? You missed it on the big screen and
okay.
either word of mouth or just whatever, and you did finally see
got
it.
around to it.
Yeah,
All
and
right,
it was
cool.
one of those like, oh, I like this movie, I didn't get
Yeah.
it on the big screen.
Yeah, cool.
I missed it when it first
Yeah.
came out or something like that.
All right, cool. Speaking of the big screen,
The big screen.
I finally went back to the movie theater. I know, which is insane with Omicron or whatever the hell we're calling
crawled
it.
out
So
from under your rock
I
to go
did.
to a movie
I had to
theater.
go see Spider-Man: No Way Home, and I'm not going to do any spoilers or anything, but it was fantastic. It was a good movie to get back to the movies with. I went to it was like the second showing of the day, so it really was not that busy in the theater.
Okay. I still haven't seen it. I'm looking forward to it.
It's really, really good, and I'm glad that I stayed away from the internet pretty much. So I was surprised and pleasantly surprised at a lot of things in it, and it was fantastic. So, but I got to tell you, you know what did another surprise at the movie theater? I went to the Regal, and the first place that I have been to since I've been here in Southern California, it's been a little over a year now, that didn't take Apple Pay for payment of my snacks and stuff. I wanted to do the whole, it was my first movie back, so I'm going to get a pizza and popcorn and maybe some candy and just do it up, right?
Sure.
And I couldn't.
That's how you watch movies.
That's how I watch movies, right?
I know you
So,
do. Yeah.
so I go and I'm like, oh, Apple Pay, and they're like, no, we don't need that. Now, because I just rely so much on technology the way I do, I don't carry my wallet around, which is not great because that means one day I'm going to end up in a ditch and I'll be just like, John
no driver's
Doe,
license,
no
with
nothing.
nothing.
So it's a good time to murder me because I will be.
Any time's a good time to murder Frank.
Great. So yeah, I'll just be a no-name victim. So, but yeah, I was really surprised. No Apple Pay. So I was able to.
You were just picking up old Junior Mints off the
No.
floor there?
But you could order stuff on their app to pick up, at the counter.
Oh.
But the menu was so much more limited. I could only get a drink and popcorn.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was a little disappointed in that. So Regal, come on, man, just do the Apple Pay thing. Come on. Anyway, so Kathryn Bigelow.
Kathryn Bigelow.
I'm going to talk about Kathryn Bigelow. Man, she's one word that comes. It's so weird doing directors versus just picking an actor and then their roles because actors have got sort of an overall vibe, I think, that they bring.
Well,
to
we see it because they're front of the screen.
Yeah, well,
we see it all the time.
Well, the thing is, that it's like they there's a certain type of movie. There's a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
There's a
vibe.
Yeah, there's a
stamp
Scorsese
there.
movie. So, so if you you think Scorsese, you're gonna think, oh, mob-related kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You think Tarantino, you're just like, oh, there's gonna be a lot of blood and a lot of swearing and stuff like that. Spielberg, you're gonna have some dignity to it, and there's gonna be some just I don't know, integrity to it all. So in Kathryn Bigelow, for me, I think that the overall vibe I get from, especially the three movies that I've picked, is sort of like intensity,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's where. So I'm going to start with Point Break,
Okay.
because I think that this is a movie that, well, definitely I feel has some problems with it.
Mhm.
It does still have a lot of like a lot of intensity to it. You know,
No,
it really,
definitely.
you know, some of the action stuff in it is very, and the characters are very. There's very little lightness in that movie, except that, you know, if you want to mock, you know, if you want to go after this movie, yeah.
Yes.
If you want to, you know, you could say there's a little bit of over intensity that then opens it up
Yeah.
to, you know, some, I don't know, I don't want to say derision, but a little bit of mocking with some of the performances.
There are some performances in
Right.
there.
That are a little bit
Yeah.
too much, you know.
Yeah.
Keanu.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I'd say 3 of those male leads are.
Really? Who else?
Well, isn't Gary Busey in that one?
Yeah, that is
And
true.
he's a
Gary
little
Busey's a
overboard,
little
and
bit- yeah,
Patrick
everybody's
Swayze a little
overboard.
too, in
So-
a different way.
Yeah, I guess that's
Yeah.
true. So, but it is. I think
No,
it's a
I'm
pretty
not putting
intense
down the
movie.
movie,
It's got a
yeah.
lot. So, but then you come up to something like Hurt Locker,
Mm.
where it is literally edge of your seat. And I
Yes.
remember seeing that
Yes.
movie in a theater. I was literally on the edge of my seat.
I
That
agree.
was such a. Oh God, I hate reusing the word intense, but you're just like, oh my God, and when you see it, especially in a theater, it's like you could hear a pin drop several times through the course of that movie. You're just like, okay, if I breathe the wrong way, something's gonna blow up,
Yeah.
and I don't want that to happen. And to bring that sort of intensity. I'm sorry, I know it's just.
Yeah.
I do have a wider vocabulary than
No,
this,
he
but
doesn't really.
It really is the best. It really is, I think, the best description for that. So,
And and that whole the men and women who are in that specific job within the armed forces, in this case, you know, the whole bomb detonation and all of that, and the Jeremy Renner character.
yeah, he's
I can't remember.
amazing.
He just fits this craziness
Yeah,
so well. It's like, oh, do I have a choice of using the robot to do the work, or I'll do it.
I'll do it.
I'll do
I'll
it.
just walk up to the bomb.
You're
worry
like,
about
yeah,
I
okay,
got this
okay.
robot. Don't worry about it. Robot's just like,
Yeah,
good, because I do not.
He just
need
has
that.
his cup of coffee. Okay,
Yeah,
all you, man.
You got it, Jeremy. Thanks, bro. So yeah, but what's really interesting is my third movie for her is Zero Dark 30, and this is what I think is great is when there's a true story that we know how it ends,
Yes, exactly.
and to be able to maintain a sense of like, I don't know, that heightened.
That whole suspense.
Yeah, the suspense. I think that's a better word.
Yeah.
than-
In that case, I think
that sense of suspense, and to have such a strong character in Jessica Chastain.
yeah, very, yeah.
I think that is really fantastic. Again, when there's a movie that you know the ending, it's a true story. It could be very easy to just sit back and go, I'm not going to get wrapped up into it.
Yeah.
But she keeps you wrapped up.
You definitely.
She keeps you feeling that
And
way.
you feel that because of her direction too, there is this investment that we have in the characters, but you feel the characters have this investment in their friends' lives.
right.
It's so intertwined
Yeah.
that you're sitting
Even
there
though-
too.
You know, because you like it's like an Argo when you know they're in the plane, and you know, like your brain.
Yeah, exactly.
Your brain is just like,
I hope that they get back safe.
Right.
And you're like, well,
It's
wait a
like
minute.
your brain is just like I know what happens. I know that this will be fine.
Yeah.
But the rest of your body is just like, oh my god, oh my god,
That's
oh my
right.
god,
What's
oh
gonna
my
happen?
god,
What's
you
gonna
know?
happen? Yeah,
And it's just like unlike an action movie where like Indiana Jones, just like, well, you know he's gonna be fine. He's not gonna get killed. He'll
Right.
be fine.
It's a complete
Where
fictional
yeah,
story.
that's a complete
Fictional
fiction,
character.
and you know that he's gonna be fine, but
Yeah.
you still enjoy some of the excitement, and it's safe because you know
Yeah.
he's gonna be fine.
There
But this
a-
is
a-
different
yeah,
where you don't feel as safe or as secure, even though your brain knows that they get him in
Right.
Zero Dark 30. They get away in Argo.
Yeah.
So I just like so.
I've got two of your three.
Okay, all right. So why don't you?
And
Go ahead.
let me, I'll go right now because you just finished
Yeah.
with Zero Dark 30, so I'll jump onto that one. It's also it's wonderful to see a director do movies that aren't necessarily easy sells or success, written all over them, because war pictures in those two, which is my other pick, two of my three picks, is the Hurt Locker in addition to Zero Dark 30. There is a built-in audience, but that audience is not as big as the built-in, anti-war. There's a lot of fans who just don't, they just won't watch one for whatever reason. So right off the top, I would say, kudos to Kathryn Bigelow for having, the chutzpah, if you will, to say, this is a movie I want to make, and I want to helm this project.
Zero Dark 30 could have very
that
easily
one there
been.
was at a time when it had already started, that pendulum started swinging the other way. So it wasn't like rah-rah USA anymore. It was like, aren't we done? We made a poor decision. We invaded. Why are we doing this? We just getting, we just picking a fall guy, because of everything else that went on before. And this movie could have turned out so negatively with a lot more backlash against, oh, come on, we're done with this. Let's move on. But I heard the approach is much like Jessica Chastain's character. And the thing, it's like, no, we're not backing down.
Well,
we got to go forward with this. We've lost too much.
It also could have very easily just turned into like an action movie, Team America kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Where it just turns into like, okay, the A-Team, and we're just going to go in and turns it into it.
We just roll it over.
An action movie. And I wouldn't call this an action movie
No.
at all, despite,
It's
that
definitely-
it's a military team going in and doing a thing.
It's a suspense
It's a
drama.
suspenseful drama with
And
lots of
the exact same thing. So
characterization
I'll
going on.
just
Go ahead.
I'll just go over to the Hurt Locker. Exact same thing. It's this situation where you could say, do I need to see this sort of thing? But man, you get wrapped up in that.
Yeah.
And that's the director. I mean, it's also acting. But what I mean is the person at the helm there, Kathryn Bigelow in this case, is moving this movie at a pace where it's keeping us, like you say, at the edge of your seat. I mean, there are obviously situations during wartime where, there's going to be, you know what I mean? Oh, what's going to go? Oh, suspense or the intensity we were talking about. But this is like just cranked up a couple extra notches where you're just, like you say, sitting at the edge of your seat thinking, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, does this character make it to the end of the movie? I don't know.
Right.
And it's a fascinating look into that world, too, which was something I never really gave too much thought to. I mean, there are certain, aspects of the military where you go, I think I kind of know what this job's about, or I've thought about this before. But some of this stuff, like the bomb detonation, things like that one, I don't give too much thought to, but
Let the robots
definitely
do
there.
it.
Exactly.
Don't make Hawkeye do it.
We're like paying those robots
Right?
something. Come on. Well, maybe they're not. But anyway. So,
So what's your third?
my third one is an early one, and another thing which I love about Kathryn Bigelow is that she takes chances. Like I said, I think it was a little gutsy to do either one of those two movies, Zero Dark 30 or The Hurt Locker. But I guess you could say, because it's early in her career, that either a new director is willing to take the chance,
Right.
or an old one who knows he's safe. Like
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg with West Side Story. Hey, this is something I really want to do, and I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going to do
So
it.
what's
I'm
the
going to try
movie?
my best. Near Dark. It's a movie, and I'll be honest, I haven't seen this movie in quite a while. I don't even know how available it is to see. It's what originally led me to it is it's this weird combination, or a strange combination of Western meets vampire meets biker gang. It's a weird one, but I think
Really?
it's a project that she had in mind, and I think she may have had to make some concessions, maybe to let the vampire end come into it to sell the idea. But anyway, it's
That sounds like a great movie.
yeah.
Can we
it's
make
a
it
great-
vampires?
It's a great great
Excuse me.
performance by a fairly young Bill Paxton and I'm not going to say a young Lance Henriksen, because I don't know how young he ever really looked or was.
I don't know.
But
I don't
anyway,
know who Lance Hendrickson is.
Henriksen.
I don't know.
He did that TV show Millennium, maybe,
Yeah, you got it.
like an X-Files-y kind of a show that Fox did. But anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah. He's kind of got a craggy face, so he's always looked a little old. But anyway, Bill Paxton's great in this one. But I just love the fact she takes this chance and to do a movie like that. Is it a good movie? Yeah. Is it a great movie? Well, let's not go crazy, But it's a good movie, and I love the fact. Like I felt a few years. This movie, her movie, Near Dark, is probably somewhere between 87 and 89. It's pretty early for her, but so it came out somewhere in there. But it's a whole different approach when it comes to like the vampire kind of thing. I liked it a lot. Smaller names, smaller budget. I kind of like it better than, say, Interview with a Vampire, which is fine, but
Really?
I think I
love
kind
that
of like.
movie.
See, I'm not a huge, but anyway. So Near Dark, though, she's able to take chances doing a couple of weird, once again, not weird, different combination of a couple of different genres, and very interesting. I'll be honest, I haven't seen it in a while because I don't even know how available it is. But a few years ago, they came out with a much bigger budget with bigger names. Cowboys and Aliens.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? When that
Wasn't
was
that
coming
with
out,
Daniel Craig and
Daniel
Harrison
Craig and
Ford?
Harrison Ford, which made me think, oh, this is going to be good. And I'll be honest, I like the idea of when you can kind of mash together a couple of genres and see how it works. So I was very interested when I heard that was coming out. I was interested, thinking, oh, this is going to be a great little combination. See how that's going to work. I didn't like the movie. I'm not a fan of that movie.
You know what? It's
But
funny.
I was as excited about that one coming out
Yeah.
as I was when I watched Near Dark, because it was going to bring together two
different
completely
genres.
desperate
Yeah.
things together, or disparate.
The Cowboys and Aliens thing. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know if it's because I saw it so much with the trailer and things like that.
Oh.
I think I saw that movie, but I'm not
Oh.
sure if I saw that movie.
Oh, I've seen
I can-
enough hours
I
of
can-
trailers.
Yeah, I just like, did I, and I know, I almost feel like I did maybe sort of kind of see it, but didn't like it. I don't know, and now I kind of
I'm not that-
want
I'm
to
not-
see it,
I wasn't a fan.
but I don't know
when
if I'm
saw it.
seeing it again or if I'm seeing it
Yeah,
for the first time.
Who knows?
Yeah, so
So
Wow.
that was
Oh.
so Kathryn Bigelow. I like the fact that not only does she do movies well as a director, but she takes chances.
yeah,
She picked some movies that you wouldn't think would be like, well, I think that's going to be a blockbuster. That's going to be well, and she's made them to me work very well. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I asked the question.
you did something that
Earlier,
was in the
some-
theater. I never got around to seeing it,
Right.
and then I got around to seeing
Yeah,
it.
it
but
wasn't
not
like
in
you
the
were
theater.
avoiding it, but you just
Um,
eventually caught it. You go, geez, I never saw this on the big screen. Do you have any? Maybe you don't.
I don't know that I do because I go. I mean, pandemic notwithstanding.
Oh well, yeah.
Um,
Well, we'll
I,
say pre-COVID.
Yeah. I don't know, man, because I see everything.
Yeah.
Um,
But every once in a while, though, like I'll watch something, and I'll go, I remember seeing this movie, but I know that I
would-
never saw it on the big screen.
I would really need to, because I am one of those people who like keeps track of all the movies that he's seen throughout the year,
Yeah, I know you
and
are.
so
Actually, I am too, so I can't make fun of that.
I'm at 136 movies this year that I've watched.
Wow.
So I
I'm up to
can't.
2.
The only I you know what, something might have like way back that I only saw.
You mean way back because the movie came out before you were born?
No.
All right.
Like I didn't see like Silence of the Lambs in the theater.
Oh,
I
okay.
remember seeing it on video cassette with that same person who ruined after Schindler's List for me. Anyway, so like older stuff, like when I was like in school and stuff, and I wasn't going to the
Mhm.
movies, like so
I-
things like that. So what? Yeah, I don't. I can't really think of anything.
I can tell you off the top of my head. We actually, it's not the same question, but I do have this answer is the same answer. Is I never saw for no real reason. I never saw E.T.
Oh
the
yeah, that's right.
extraterrestrial,
Yeah.
On the big screen. I saw it many years later, just whatever, a year ago or so, for the first time. So that one I didn't see it, and there are other ones. Memento, I want to say, for some reason I didn't catch that at the theater, but I caught it as soon as it came out on VHS or DVD, whatever it was at the time. That one I just missed
Yeah.
at the theater, and another one which it's just one of those things that I saw over the holiday season, and it made me think, yeah, I never saw this one, was a movie that I didn't even know was in the theater, Christmas Story. That one I've been watching on TV ever since 1985. I remember watching it for the
I never
first
saw that
time,
in the theater.
and a friend of mine who I had gone high school with, but now this was after college. We were together, and it was like Christmas time, and he said, "Hey, we watch Christmas Story." Now it hadn't started the TV thing.
Yeah.
It had, I mean, that year was the first year, I think, like 85 or so, and he had seen it, and he said, "Oh, this is great," and I go, "I don't know which movie we're talking about," and he said, "Oh, you haven't seen this one yet?" And I said, "No," and he goes, "Well, it was in the theater, but it didn't do well." I'm like, "This movie was in the I never even heard of it."
Yeah.
And so I was watching it. I'm like, this is like 2 years ago. How did I not? And so anyway, that was a movie. Like, yeah, I just Like, are you making this up? Because like I didn't even believe him for a little while. So
Yeah.
that was a movie I just didn't see. But there were other ones that I know people have said, like Princess Bride is one, but I did see that one.
I saw that in the theater because a friend of mine.
But a lot of people will say things like that, like, "Oh, I never saw this at the theater," and I go, "No, actually, I did catch that one at the theater."
My friend was telling me, he goes, I just saw the funniest movie. I'm like,
Yeah,
really?
yeah,
He
yeah.
goes, yeah. And he tells me that there's the scene where it's just like, yeah, there's sword fighting. And it's just like, oh, I got a secret and I'm not left-handed. It sounded like kind of kooky. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, that
what's that?
sounds really good. Let's go. So we went.
Yeah.
You know, great movie.
Of course.
Of course, it's great.
So there are some movies like that one where you do catch it, other people don't. I remember this has been a sore spot with me for a very long time. Reservoir Dogs came out, saw the movie, loved it,
I did not see that. In the
phenomenal,
theater.
loved the movie. Tell people about it, and they're like, "Nah, that doesn't." A little bit of time goes, not much, and then the movie's now out on
Yeah.
VHS. And so that was, to me, an easier sell, maybe, to try to get people to watch it. No, you should see this movie. So again, and I tell people, it's just a rental video. I'll watch it, whatever, you know what I mean? And I would say, we'll just say 3 or 4 people come back to me eventually. I was, hey, did you get a chance to see the movie? It sucked. I hated that movie. I'm like, what are you talking about? That movie's incredible. So in my mind, in my memory banks, there's like 3 or 4 people out there who just,
Didn't get it.
they just poo-pooed me. So, no. What a stupid, how did you pick that? Oh, great. But a year goes by, Pulp Fiction comes out. And then all of a sudden, everybody's on the bandwagon. And then they tell me, as if they've forgotten,
Yeah.
they tell me, oh, we had a movie before, it's great. Oh, I wanted to punch people in the face. I said, I was the one who told you
I
about a
told
year
you
and a
about
half
that.
ago, and you said it sucked. And I remember your words. No, that sucked. I was like,
You bandwagon jumping.
oh,
blah, blah,
I
blah.
can. Oh man, and there's some people I still even remember. I haven't spoken to them. No, not because of that, but I've lost track of some people. But I can remember these people.
That's awesome.
That still hurts.
It gets you.
It still
People
bugs
still
me.
Get it, yeah. Who are we going to talk about next?
Ago. I
Give me
don't
the
know.
bucket.
Do the bucket.
We'll do the actor
we
bucket.
pick it from the actor
The
bucket.
actor
this time.
bucket this time.
Just because.
Whoops, hold on. Too many actors.
Too many. Too many actors in the soup.
Why did you put Ethan? No, I'm kidding. It's not Ethan Hawke. You know what? It's a new season. Maybe we should stop crapping all over Ethan
Oh,
Hawke.
no, maybe you should stop.
Maybe I should stop crapping all over Ethan Hawke. So
Okay.
if there's another actor
Yes.
out there that you think I should crap on
Oh,
a daily basis,
stop.
let me know.
All right. I'm
The
looking forward to
comments.
this one. Yes,
So-
and I am looking forward to you hopefully ceasing to crap on
Well,
poor Ethan.
it's not going to happen. So everybody, hey, hope you're having a great beginning of the year, and we will catch you next time.
Take care.
Bye-bye. That's cool the way we did that.
Yeah, you like that one?
Unison.
Here's like
There
a
we
giant,
go.
giant puppet master
Yeah,
up
exactly.
there. Oh,
All righty. Bye-bye.
take care.